Supervising projects like this isn't just a job for the FWP. It's personal. With regular maintenance on your vehicle can save you a lot of trouble when the temperature drops below zero. Engineers are expected to give a final report on what can be done with the building within the next 2 weeks. The crime lab results could take as long as 6 months, however. Back to you.
While the brain rattlers may be fine for some riders, others prefer something a little bit slower. At the Montana State Fair, Robbie Ann McPherson reporting for Montana's news station. Every single seat in the Montana House is up for grabs tonight. So what does that mean for the future of Montana?
Well, I think we're going to see a big turnaround tonight. I'm hoping.
I know I voted earlier today. Of course, I waited to the last minute and had to register. It took me 90 minutes. What do you think that says about this election?
I think people really want a voice in this election, and I think.
Thanks, Katie. And let's not forget TV news crews working on Christmas. I know you and I are both working tomorrow. But for Malmstrom's Missile Security Forces, it's business as usual for them, too. Almost.
Get ready for co-op.
Securing a missile alert facility takes a village, or at least a dozen or so highly trained personnel. And Christmas Day is no different than any other day. Facility manager Dustin Hemingway prepares for the 2-hour ride out to the site, loading food and supplies.
The food for the day needs to be brought out so things don't spoil, things don't go bad. So we're constantly bringing out food for the troops out there, and drinks, and from salt to pepper, ketchup to hamburger buns.
And since tomorrow is Christmas,
we're going to have a turkey, the green beans, the corn, the rolls, the yams, the gravies, the pies, you know, just the regular, normal Christmas stuff still.
All right, thank you.
About 2 stories underground, missileers will sit in a small launch control capsule similar to this training simulator. But spending Christmas Day cut off from the real world is all in a day's work for these officers.
It's a mission that goes on every day, 24 hours a day, and proud to do it.
And the coldest office award goes to these guys. They patrol and control access to the site, outside, all day. Merry Christmas.
We have an important mission here at Malmstrom Air Force Base, and being out inside the cold, someone has to do it to make sure only authorized people get onto the installation.
So as you settle in for your long winter's nap, remember the servicemen and women at home and around the world who are watching, so we don't have to.
And try and keep everybody's spirits up so that everybody can enjoy their holiday and look back and say, I remember one Christmas we had to be out there working, but it was a good time.
And the men and women we met left this morning, and they'll be out at the missile site until Saturday. Immediate family members are allowed to visit the above-ground crews on Christmas Day, but no word on whether Santa can make it down the missile silo. Back to you, Katie. They're a staple of carnivals, fairs, and amusement parks. But what makes these mechanical marvels so much fun?
Do you want to be inside or do you want to be outside? Do you want to be high or do you want to be low? Do you want to spin fast or do you want to spin slow?
Thomas Carnival knows its way around the Midway. The family-owned business has been traveling the country setting up carnivals for more than 70 years and 3 generations. It turns out there's a science to spinning. Talk to me a little bit about the engineering aspect.
Well, ride manufacturers from across the United States and in Europe, where we get most of our rides, design these rides very carefully. And there's 2 elements to the design. There's the safety and the operation, and there's the setup and the teardown. They all have to go onto a single truck or 2 trucks, and we've got to be able to get them from one place to another.
And the crowds love the old rides.
The Tilt-A-Whirl is one of the most popular rides on the Midway still, and that was invented in 1927.
And the gnarly new ones.
Well, the Spider has a concentric in it. That means there's a chain going one direction, and inside that tube there's a chain going the other direction. And what that allows the ride to do is to have an oscillating effect. Tubs go around and around, but they go up and down at the same time.
But the most popular ride on the Midway is the one the kids love, and Mom and Dad can stomach after all that fair food.
The ride we're riding on right now, called the Century Wheel, is a gondola tubs, and families ride that together, and every year that takes this Century Wheel takes the most tickets of any ride.
And in a business that regularly hurls human bodies around, safety is priority number 1.
Every ride's got a manual. Our foreman, we have a foreman for each ride, and then we have a group of supervisors that supervise the foreman. They have to know how to put it together properly. And when you're done setting up, you have to inspect it and operate it and make sure it's running properly before you offer it up for the public to ride.
While the brain rattlers may be fine for some riders, others prefer something a little bit slower. At the Montana State Fair, Robbie Ann McPherson reporting for Montana's news station.